Hello friends, and welcome to Miss Debbie's Storybook STEM class, where we always find a little bit of science in every book we read. And here with our friend Coco, he's always going to have some sort of scientific question for us to try to find the answer to. Miss Debbie's so happy that you're here to join me again. I wish we could see each other in person, but for now we're gonna have a lot of fun, and you can watch me whenever you'd like. You can play it over again. Miss Debbie's going to include a list of supplies that you're going to need for our STEM lessons. I try to do most of my lessons with stuff that you have at home. So you could gather the supplies a week before, or you could watch the video and gather the supplies whenever you'd like. That's what makes this easy. So I'm so happy you're here to join me. And let's get started with a hello song before we get into our STEM lesson. Here goes. It's time to wave our hands and say hello. Hello! It's time to wave our hands and say hello. Hello! I'm so happy that you are here. Are you ready to have some fun? Let's smile and wave our hands and say hello. Hello, friends! Again, and welcome to Miss Debbie's Storybook STEM class. Today, since Halloween is right around the corner, Miss Debbie thought that we could read a book about 5 little pumpkins. 5 little pumpkins. I wonder what scientific things we can learn about 5 little pumpkins. We'll have to find out what these 5 little pumpkins are doing. And then we are going to try to solve a scientific problem. Here goes. My friend Coco is here, and he wants to join us with reading our book called 5 Little Pumpkins. Coco has a question, but he wants to wait until we are done reading to try to find the answer to his question. Right, Coco? Do you want to show everybody your costume? Coco is wearing his favorite Halloween costume. He likes to wear it all the time up until Halloween. It says Super Dog. You are a super dog, Coco. He's a super scientific dog. So let's get ready and read our story. 5 little pumpkins. Let's make sure they're 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Very good. And this book is illustrated by Ben Mantle. Here we go. 5 little pumpkins sitting on a gate. Oh, they're sitting on a gate. Do you see that, Coco? Yes. How would they stay on that gate without falling over? They're very round and very big. And that gate post is very thin. That's something to think about. 5 little pumpkins sitting on a gate. The first one said, "Oh my, it's getting late." There's the first one. The second one said, "There are witches in the air. Yikes." Look at those witches. Shoo, looks like they're flying by really fast. The third one said, "Good folk, beware. Yikes, look who's coming down from their webs. Spiders." The fourth one said, "We'll run and run." Now they're off of the gate. They're running. They're running away from ghosts. Yikes. The fifth one said, "Let's have some fun. Why not? It's Halloween. Let's have some fun." Then ooh went the wind. Can you say ooh with Miss Debbie? Ooh went the wind. Look at the wind and the ghosts. And out went the light. Can you clap your hands with Miss Debbie and say out? Then out went the light. Let's see what else happens. Yikes, look at them. They look scared. And the 5 little pumpkins, let's see what they did. they rolled out of sight. Bye, pumpkins. Have fun. The end. Well, what could we find out about 5 little pumpkins that could be scientific? Well, they were sitting on that gate and they were not falling off. They were balancing perfectly. Balance. That's our scientific word of the day. On the count of 3, Miss Debbie wants you to say the word balance and put your hands up in the air at the same time. You want to do it with us, Coco? Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Balance. That's right. So we found out that balance means that they're sitting on the gate and they're not falling off. So we are going to try to make our own gate and see if we can balance 5 pumpkins on top. What do you think? Are you up for the challenge, Coco? Are you up for the challenge? Okay. You can simply use stuff that you have at home. I will tell you the supplies that you need through each activity that we do. The first activity we are going to do is to make a gate. And we are going to do that by using some straws. I have 1 big straw here, another big straw, and 2 small straws that Miss Debbie has cut in half. Now this is 1 straw that I've cut in half. See? Makes up the half. So you're just gonna need 3 straws. If you don't have straws, you could use popsicle sticks as well. So what we are going to do is start our activity. But before we do that, Miss Debbie's gonna adjust the camera a little bit so that you can see better what I am doing, okay? I'll be right back. For our first activity, we are going to make a gate and we're gonna try to balance 5 little pumpkins. Coco is gonna supervise here. He wants to see how things go. You can, like I said, use popsicle sticks, straws of your own, 5 of anything to represent 5 little pumpkins. If you have pom-poms, that's great. You can even use cereal pieces, fruit snacks, little toys that you have, anything that you can use. And if you don't have popsicle sticks or straws, you can even use blocks. You can set up some blocks alongside each other and try to make a gate for the 5 little pumpkins to balance on. The step we're going to do is we are going to separate this ball of Play-Doh into 4 pieces. So I'm going to pretty much break it in half like that. And then I'm going to break this one in half. And I'm going to roll them up into little balls in between my hands like that. We are going to engineer our own gate. That means we are going to design and build a gate for our pumpkins to balance on. So there we have it. There are my 4 little pieces. Miss Debbie has chose to use a shoebox to hold mine in, just so I can use it to go back and look at or play again. Something to hold my stuff in. If you have a tray or maybe a cookie sheet or even a plate, you could use that as well. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of my long straws, because that's how long I'm going to need my gate to be. And I'm going to move these pieces of Play-Doh over here. Put my long straw down just like that. So now I know how far apart my Play-Doh balls have to be. My Play-Doh balls are going to reinforce and hold my straws to the ground. So I got 1 here and 1 here. There we go. Now I know that that's the length that I need to have. So what we're going to do is take the smaller straws. We have 1, 2 smaller straws, and you're simply going to stick them into Play-Doh ball, just like that. Excuse me, Coco. Just like that. Now I can move this one out of the way. If you want, you can push it down to the ground just to make, or down onto the table to make it a little more secure, and squeeze it around your straw. There we go. And we're doing that because if we put our straw like this onto the table, it wouldn't balance, would it? It would fall over. Can't stand up on its own, so we are using our Play-Doh to help the straw stand up. Now we need to make something that our pumpkins can sit on. Can we fit 5 pumpkins on these 2 posts here? Can we fit 5 pumpkins on our posts here? Let's test it out and see. Miss Debbie can barely fit 2, so we need to make a gate something to hold our pumpkins onto. What can we do? Let's see, we have 2 more balls of Play-Doh and we have 2 more straws. We need to get these straws on here somehow so that our pumpkins will have something to sit on. If we put this one on here, let's see, Miss Debbie put a little Play-Doh right here and put this one on like this. Do you think we could get our 5 pumpkins to balance on this one straw? Let's see. Oh, I can't even get one to balance. I think that this is too thin. We need to have it a little bit wider in order to fit our 5 pumpkins. So let's see, what could we do? Let me take this off. Maybe we could push this down a little bit and squish it so that it's some Play-Doh on both sides. Let's see, squish that. So now if I put one straw on one side and squish it into the Play-Doh, does it stay? Oh yes, it does. I'm gonna move this around. You can work on your Play-Doh as you go along. If something doesn't look like it's working, then we need to make a change, because that's what scientists do. Nothing is perfect right from the start. We learn from our mistakes. So mistakes are good. So now I have another straw here. Let's see if maybe we put it on the other side. What do you think? Do you think that might help balance some pumpkins? Let's try it. Let's push this one in just like we did on the other side and push it into our Play-Doh. Is yours standing? Miss Debbie was lucky it was standing right from the start. That didn't happen the first couple times I tried it, maybe because I've practiced. So if it didn't work for you the first time, don't get upset. Keep trying, because like I said, you're going to learn from your mistakes. So I think that I have engineered a gate that might balance my 5 little pumpkins. I'm going to test it out and see. You can count along with me if you like. 1, it's staying. 2, 3, ooh, that's close. I might have made it a little bit too wide here, but they're balancing. 4, and 5. Ta-da! We have engineered a gate for our 5 little pumpkins to balance on. Great job! Now for our next activity, we're going to do something else with balance and pumpkins and a marble. What you're going to need for this activity is a paper plate, any size, any color. You're also going to need some stickers to decorate if you have them, and some pieces of paper, just little strips of paper. Looks like they're about a 1/2 inch wide, maybe 3 inches long, but you can test it out and make them as long or as short as you want. And what we're going to do is we are going to design it to make some tunnels. We're going to pretend that this is a pumpkin patch, and we are going to make little tunnels with our paper. And then with our marble, Miss Debbie has included a marble for you. If you don't have a marble at home, you can use a pom-pom or a small ball if you have that, and put it on your plate, and then you're going to try to get it to go through the little tunnels. Do you see how Miss Debbie has to move her plate back and forth to get it to balance and not fall out of the pumpkin patch or fall out of my plate? Whoa, it's going really fast. So in order to do this, like I said, you're going to need a paper plate, stickers, some construction paper, tape or glue stick, and a marble or some sort of a ball. And all you are going to do is, Miss Debbie has glue stick here. I'm going to use the glue stick, and I'm going to put a little glue on both ends of my paper. I'm going to stick one end down, make sure it's secure. Then I'm going to kind of bend this and fold it up a bit, almost like an inchworm, and stick the other side down. Then I'm going to hold it for a few seconds to make sure that it stays just like that. Then I'm going to pick another color, put some glue on both ends like I just did with that one, and maybe put it in a different area. You can try to make it as easy or as hard as you would like. You could start off easy, and then you could make another plate that might be a little bit more difficult for you. Then I think I'm going to add one more. I did include 5 strips for you, So you can start off easy and then add some more of the strips on to make it a little more challenging if you'd like. There we go. Now what Miss Debbie's going to do is use some of the stickers that I've included for you, and I might put them on the ends here just to hold down. Looks like that side might need one a little bit more, just to hold it down a little bit better. There we go. Easy enough. And now we're going to take our marble and do the same thing. Try to get it to balance and go through the vines and your pumpkin patch. Have fun. I'm going to make a really cute three-dimensional pumpkin here. And all you're going to need for this is some construction paper or some printer paper that you can color. And the colors that Miss Debbie has chosen for her pumpkin are orange for the pumpkin body and green for the pumpkin leaf or the stem here. Again, if you don't have colored paper, you can just use some white paper and color it with markers or crayons. The first step we're going to do is to cut our piece of paper, whatever size you choose. But I would say that this size strip is going to make this size pumpkin. So if you want to make a bigger pumpkin, then you can make your strips a little bit longer if you'd like. Miss Debbie took her paper and cut it on the long side, the short side here, so you could take it this way if you have a bigger piece of paper and make your pieces a little bit longer. So the first step you're going to do is just to take your first piece of paper, get a glue stick or some glue, and just put a little bit of glue at the end of your paper. Now all you're going to do is wrap it around like this and stick it together. Don't overlap it too much because that will make your pumpkin smaller. So Miss Debbie put it through just about that size here. And give it a little squeeze and it dries really quickly. So that's the start of my three-dimensional pumpkin. Next, I am going to take another piece of paper, and what I'm going to do is kind of find the middle here. Doesn't have to be exact. And I'm going to put a little bit of glue there. Then what I'm going to do is take my piece of paper and stick it down, just like that. So it's glued onto the middle of the next piece. And then all you're going to do is the same thing. Put a little bit of glue at the end here. Now you're going to bring this piece over and match it with this piece and stick those pieces together, just like that. So now we've used two of our pieces here. The next thing you are going to do is put a little glue in the center again and take that pumpkin and maybe line it up with an opening here. So put it just like that. Stick it down. Do the same thing. Put a little bit of glue at the very end here. Bring them together. There we go. And stick those pieces together, just like so. You may have to rearrange it a little bit because now they're getting a little bit cramped. And you could stop with 3 pieces. That would work. Miss Debbie's just going to add one more. So I'm going to put glue in the middle again. I'm going to lay it down right here where there's a little bit of an opening. Push it down in the middle. And I think this time, since it's the last piece, I'm going to put a little bit of glue right here on the top. I'm going to take this piece over here, push it down, take this piece over here, and push this one down. Give it a good squeeze. Oops, it might need a little bit of glue here. I might not even have put glue on that side. I must have forgot. Give it a little squeeze. And there is your puffy three-dimensional pumpkin. Now we're going to need a stem for that pumpkin. And all I have done is cut a little piece of green paper. And all I'm going to do is roll this paper kind of on the side on an angle. You can roll it however you'd like. Miss Debbie just rolled it just like that. And then I'm going to flatten this piece down a little bit so I can have something to put a little glue on. Put a little bit of glue on the end just like that. Put it on the top. Give it a little squeeze. Push it down. And there is your, there we go. There is your three-dimensional pumpkin. Enjoy! Miss Debbie and Coco had so much fun with you today, engineering our very own gate for our 5 little pumpkins. I hope you had a lot of fun. Before we go, Coco had some good ideas of balance that you could try at home. If you have a paper plate, you could try to balance a paper plate on your head. And then maybe even a book. If you have a book, that's a great idea, isn't it? A book, you could try to balance that on your head. You could also try to balance like a bean bag, or maybe a stuffed animal, or a toy that won't break if it falls. And then after you've learned how to balance that on your head, maybe try standing up on one foot while you're balancing that on your head. Or even try walking in a straight line while you're balancing that on your head. Or even walking backwards while you're balancing. Those are all some great ideas, and I'm sure you have some great ideas of your own for balance. But before we say goodbye, we thought we might have fun and sing a little pumpkin song with you, right, Coco? Yeah, we have a pumpkin song that we have here, and it's called Have You Ever Seen a Pumpkin? Coco has brought his pumpkin with him, so we can sing together. Are you ready? Here goes. 1, 2, 3. Have you ever seen a pumpkin, a pumpkin, a pumpkin? Have you ever seen a pumpkin that grows on a vine? A round one, a tall one, a bumpy one, a squishy one. Have you ever seen a pumpkin that grows on a vine? Well, I hope you had fun singing that song. Miss Debbie had so much fun with you. So good to see you again. And it's now time for our goodbye song. Are you ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 3. It's time to wave our hands and say goodbye. Goodbye. It's time to wave our hands and say goodbye. Goodbye. We've had lots of fun, my friends, and we'll do it all again. It's time to wave our hands and say goodbye. Goodbye, friends. Miss Debbie can't wait to see you again next week. Right, Coco? Yes, Coco can't wait to see you again next week. Have a great week, and until I see you next week, stay happy and healthy, my friends. Bye.